All right, today's video is going to be on growth versus acquisitions. What does it mean? How does it work? And where the frickin' hell do I get started? Glad you asked. What is growth? What is acquisition? So in today's video, we'll be covering basically how people traditionally grow a business, e.g. increasing revenue, mitigating expenses, increasing profits, to the other side of the coin, which is acquiring another business, therefore basically bolting on the revenue, hopefully minimizing the expenses further, and then bolting on the profit. So let's explore the first piece of the puzzle. Growth. What is traditional growth in business? It's usually quite linear, goes kind of like this. So you have the start of the business here, where we are at the current point in time here. There's your axis there. Traditional growth works where we have our revenue, and then we have expenses, expenses, I'm joking. And then we have profit. Now, this graph here usually represents our profit. So as the business continues, this revenue goes up, our expenses typically will increase as well, but ideally we want our profit to increase even further, and that's what this line usually represents. Very common way to grow a business. It's actually pretty much the standard way to grow a business. And if you've started a business, you'll understand what that looks like and how freaking hard it is and the sleepless nights and all the other shit, but that's a video for another day. Okay, hope everything makes sense there. Now, acquisitions. This is really cool. This is like moonshotting a business, right? When we have traditional growth, it's very linear, it's kind of slow. Like this time period might be 5 years. Okay, that's 5 years to get from there to there. It's a long time. Now, if you acquire a business, let's say your revenue currently sits here and you want to get to here. Now, let's say this time period now is 12 months. How do I get from here to here in 12 months? Well, I guess you could grow it, but the growth would have to be exponential or almost uncalculated. The other way you can do it is through an acquisition. So what we do is we start and we look at buying a business. Now our revenue is still traveling here, it's pretty flat, and then we buy another business. And then we bolt it onto the business. Now what's happened is we've not only gone from standard revenue, can spell, it's my first day. And then what we've done is we've added the revenue. All right, so we've doubled the revenue. Basically, if you bought a business of the same size, you've doubled revenue. Then your expenses. Now, obviously you've taken on the expenses of the business, which is fine, but a lot of the times you've already got things that you could just bolt straight in this business. So you might actually have a reduction in expenses. And this is the pretty standard and typical way to do it, is reduce. Reduce these things. Obviously not to the point where the business can't operate, but you get the point. Now, please excuse my handwriting. I'm actually part Egyptian, and these are actually hieroglyphs. So, yeah, pyramids were actually built by aliens. But anyway, I'll continue. Now, what we have is, just say you were previously making $300,000 a year because you're a bowler, heavy hitter. The other business you acquired is making $200,000 a year. Excellent. Congratulations. What does that make? 500,000. Woo! Go team. We hit our target. So what does this mean? You've now essentially gone and, say, doubled your revenue. Your expenses might have been mitigated, and now you now have $500,000 a year. And then if you've taken out, say, call it $40,000 or $50,000 worth of expenses, you now have $540,000 per year. So I hope this sort of makes sense. Like your traditional growth pattern, I think is pretty great and standard for most businesses. But if you want to grow and if you want to actually grow really, really fast, acquisitions is the way to do it. Obviously, you need the capital and the cash flow and a few other things and possibly some finance, I understand. But if it makes sense from a financial perspective, this is a no-brainer when it comes to growing and expanding your business. If you have any questions or any further questions about what this looks like and how it all works, please reach out and actually follow me for more content similar to this. I'll be going through some buyer's mindset things, some vendor mindset, and more importantly, I'll be going through how to actually do these acquisitions quite seamlessly and what to really look for in terms of parallels, bolt-on type businesses, or anything else in I guess, in that space that's really going to benefit you and growing your business. Anyway, my name's Jake, and I'll be your broker.